Cases of HMPV virus are surging. What to know about human metapneumovirus? That's the new spooky virus this year, 2025. The one that you got to be scared about. All the news outlets wants to scare you. Hit the click button. Clickbait. Get scared. Inform everyone. Maybe another lockdown. No, not happening. There's always something. It's like every year there's like a new virus like we have to be scared of. Cases of human metapneumovirus, also known as HMPV, not to get confused with HPV. Completely different viruses. Very different viruses. Are on the rise. If you've never heard of HMPV before, you're not alone. The virus was only discovered in 2001 and named in the Netherlands. So this virus has been around for a long time. It's been well known. It's more than 20 years. And it's now a big scare. It's now the next, oh my gosh, virus? Should we be concerned about it? Oh no. With cases surging in some parts of the world, many people wonder if HMPV is deadly and just how worried they should be about the virus. Guess what? Viruses do kill people. Flu kills people. RSV kills people. All kinds of viruses kill people. Now, is it at the point where it needs to be a concern of like at a pandemic level, a lockdown level? No. Of course not. It's just unfortunate when people catch it and they die. Most people who catch it, they get, mild symptoms. Maybe a little severe. They get through it. Some rest. Water. Fluids. Maybe some medicine. But you have to be very unfortunate to get killed by, someone old or, just a very sick already type person. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's not at the point where we need to lock things down. Keep reading to find out more about this illness, including whether or not we could be looking at another coronavirus-like pandemic as a result of the increase in cases. I can tell you right now, no. I know I'm just some dude on the internet. And I do have a public health background. I have a master's in public health. And I know I'm not a doctor or anything. I mean, it gives me a little bit more credibility than the random person with a GE who just types in the comments with no sources or whatever. But I can almost tell you with most confidence that it's not going to be another pandemic. This virus has been around. People do catch it, do get sick of it. But we go on. It's a typical seasonal, especially in the winter, type of virus. Like the flu and all these other viruses are most prevalent in the wintertime. People get sick, they get over it, and they're fine. Most people. This article is not meant to be a substitution for medical advice, and if you have questions about your health, you should contact your healthcare provider directly. Yes, I agree with that. They have to put in that disclaimer. I'll put in my disclaimer. I'm not a medical expert. And any of that, don't take my advice at all. This video is meant for entertainment, yada yada. Feel free to comment. Feel free to call me an idiot. It's okay. It's the internet. People troll, people talk crap all the time. It's okay. Go ahead and just say what you like in the comment section. Is HMPV virus deadly? Well, some people may experience severe complications as a result of catching a case of HMPV. The illness is not known to be deadly for the population at large. There it is. There it is. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention described this virus as part of the same family as the respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. Hey, that was last year's scare virus, remember? Remember that was is this the next pandemic virus? Turned out it wasn't. I can almost guarantee you it's the same with this current scare virus, HMPV, that's been around since 2001. But of course, I'm just a dude on the internet. Much like the RSV, this illness can generate symptoms in both upper and lower respiratory system and infect people of all ages. This virus hits those who are younger, older, and those with compromised immune systems especially hard. Symptoms of HMPV include nasal congestion, cough, fever, shortness of breath. I mean, all those are not fun. And I would be one to tell you that if you have these symptoms, if you're sick, it's not cool to go out and get other people sick. I know people do, and people don't care. But it bothers me when people knowingly are sick. Like, they know they're sick, they have all the symptoms in the world, but they don't care, and they go out and about and get other people sick. It's kind of rude. Just stay home and rest. But, you know, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to go through this. It's not fun. You know, if I get sick, I find it very rude to potentially get other people sick. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Like, I'm typically, a lot of times I'm selfish, but for something like this, I'm kind of, okay, you know, I don't want to get people sick. I'm not like worried about getting them killed or anything like that. I just don't want them to experience what I'm going through, because it kind of sucks. It's not that fun. I know people truck it through, especially like at work, right? Especially now that we're going back in the office. Yeah, you can say all of it, like, oh, we learned from COVID that don't go to the office sick anymore, right? Use your sick time, whatever, use your PTO. Now that we're back in the office, you try to do that again. It's like the old days, like going to work sick because there's like a badge of honor in it. You know, calling sick, you know, it's like, are you that kind of, you a quiet quitter? Are you that type of person? You just didn't want to work today, huh? That's what it is. Slacking, you skater. It's like you can't win, right? Like, it's like we don't want to learn from illnesses, but at the same time, like we're overcautious from COVID-19. Like, we locked down, we did everything crazy. Like, it was too much. Like, it's just an illness. All right, I think we can agree that, like, we don't want to pass this on to other people. If you know you're sick, it's not cool to get on an airplane and get other people sick. We can agree to that, but at the same time, we don't have to like lock everything down. Life does not have to stop. It's just cool. Just be cool. Many people report feeling ill within a few days of exposure. While there is testing available for HMPV, the CDC knows that it's not typically screened for, since symptoms can usually be mild and minor other typical respiratory illnesses. So yeah, I mean, even they say it's typically minor, mild, for the most part. Yeah, some people have severe cases. You know, check them out. Go see your doctor. Call your doctor. Do what you got to do. But please don't pass it around. What's this? Sensitive content? Of course, it'd be a TikTok. I see it right. Speaking of viruses, the TikTok is a mind virus. Let's watch it anyway.
The most important virus you have never heard of. This morning, the CDC is warning cases of that virus. It's the human metapneumovirus, surged about 36% more than usual this spring. And it could be a little bit of a doozy. Doctors say it can cause just as much misery as the flu and RSV.
We really don't know that much about it. A lot of people haven't heard of it, but can cause a lot of the same symptoms, these hacking coughs, fevers, shortness of breath, runny nose, and in really severe cases, bronchitis and pneumonia. So it can be very dangerous for young children and for older people. We did see this spike in the spring, 36% higher than the seasonal averages before COVID. So it's getting disrupted the same way we've seen a number of respiratory viruses sort of change their behaviors as a result of the pandemic.
Why? Oh, gosh, you can't just pause it, huh? Why are they showing 2023 numbers?
Should keep an eye on.
Okay, that was it. Okay. Ooh. It's going to be okay, people. Here's what you need to know about the HMPV virus outbreak in China. According to The Guardian, northern China is experiencing a large surge in cases among children. The regional experts warning residents to be extra vigilant about their hand hygiene. So yeah, I think I saw this floating around. Let me take this caption off. Like these videos of China going on. Now I want to know, how recent are these videos? These weren't old videos of COVID-19. I just want to know. You know, if they're recent, cool. I understand. But, you know, the media and a lot of these other internet places, you know, social media, they like to play old videos and say that it's current. Just want to know. But yeah, I'm not, I don't know if I want sound. Do I want sound?
Pneumovirus, and it's been reported in China. Now, we can only rely on social media posts that come in from China because we all know the veracity of really the media claims that come in from China. Some of these social media posts claim hospitals, cemeteries are all overwhelmed with virus patients, which means the symptoms are serious. Now, all speculation is going around about the symptoms, about what can be done for prevention. Can it actually spread to other countries? Do we have reason to worry here in India? All the details in our next report.
So yeah, I mean, this is the videos I've been seeing everywhere. It's like China's having this explosion of this virus. But they also had it with other viruses too. Like China is not, China's very familiar with viruses and mask up. And go figure, there's an explosion going on in China. It would be China, right?
These are in pictures from the COVID-19 pandemic that broke out 5 years ago.
Yeah, they already started off telling us these are the videos from COVID-19. What is it, China's similarities?
Pictures from China that has surfaced on social media has sparked up big concerns about a possible spread of yet another infection. Overpacked hospitals and crematoriums overflowing is what various handles of social media indicate, but not the World Health Organization, neither China, has verified any of these claims. It is being suggested that mysterious metapneumovirus is making hundreds of people sick. China is indeed seeing a rise in respiratory infections. This is being attributed to the catch-up period with lockdowns opening up, exposure for pathogens, and the winter season.
The fact is that in any influenza...
New China virus? I thought we just established that HMPV is not new.
In any viral infection, the vulnerable will continue to be the senior citizens, the comorbid, and children. This again is no different. But questions remain on why and how, and if at all, China once again is covering up the facts. Whatever it is, it brings back a horrible sense of deja vu, given that around this time of the year is when the COVID-19 pandemic had raised its ugly head from Wuhan in China. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for...
Yeah, if you think about it. I remember seeing, November and December of 2019, like all this outbreak happening in China. It took, until March for the virus to, really hit the U.S. and we had the lockdowns going on. So we'll see what March takes us. Maybe I'll report back in March. It'll be one of two videos. One, nothing. We're okay, people. Or two, it's like the worst virus in the world, which I doubt. And I know, after what we experienced with the lockdowns, we're not doing that again. Doesn't matter how severe the virus is going to be, we're not going to do lockdowns again. There's going to be too much resistance next time. People are not going to care how deadly it is. It also sounds like there are fewer cases than in recent years. The disease appears to be less severe and spread with a smaller scale compared to the previous year. Mao Ning, gosh, that's scary to say. A Chinese foreign minister representative told The Guardian. So, Chinese foreign minister, I mean, is that worth believing? It's believed that the perceived surge likely has more to do with the new testing technology that has allowed public health officials to more readily identify the illness than an actual increase in cases. That's a possibility. Because now with technology, they can narrow down what the illness is, sure. Before, around this time, be like, it's just the flu. It's like no need to test. Oh, you got the flu, right? You got the flu. Now it's like, is it RSV? Is it HMPV? Is it just a cold? It's just all these other things. Is HMPV virus in the U.S.? Yes, I can tell you that. Always has. For the last more than a decade. According to reporting from years past, the HMPV virus does have a U.S. presence, and it arrives annually each winter and can still run rampant until spring. Yeah. Just like any respiratory illness, its peak is wintertime, wanes off when it comes around summer. As a time of publication, Newsweek notes that cases have been reported in the U.S. as well as in other countries around the world. Although there do not appear to be exact numbers on how many cases the U.S. has seen at the start of 2025, it does not seem like public health officials are sounding any alarms. Even public health officials are saying, don't worry about it. Probably because they know this virus, we know this virus. It's not like COVID, right? Because there's been two versions of it. The one we just went through, right, from 2019, It's called SARS-CoV, or COVID SARS-2 rather, because it was a second. And there was another, I don't remember, like 20 years ago was the first one that also broke out in China, I believe. Somewhere in Asia. It was an epidemic and then it waned off and didn't really hit the US. And we probably didn't even notice it that much. But yeah. And I think that's the end of that article. Yeah, it looks like it. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Now they're just the media trying to scare us again, clickbait crap, another virus. Or maybe it's the real deal. You tell me, explain in great detail. Don't just say yes, just let me know why in great detail. But I'm more of on the end of like, don't worry about this. Don't get scared. If you get sick, just rest like anyone else does. If it gets really severe, take your medicine. If it gets really bad, call your doctor. Yeah, But for the most part, this is not the, oh my God, oh goodness, this is going to be worse than COVID-19 virus. It's not. Well, if you made it this far, please hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. I do read them. And until next time.